foremost, I want to give all honors, praises, glory belongs to Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahavakar Kodash. Honors to the apostles that have in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, I mean, a very few brothers and sisters that are listening and learning and hopes of being saved within these last days. Because you know we're living in the last days of the last days, right? So without further ado, we're gonna flow with the Spirit, and Lord, when it's gonna be edifying. I'm trying to keep my mental as, what's the right word, as sane as possible. You know, when you're out here, bro. I'm out here in the wilderness right now. There's still beaming energy weapons, bro. And I'm out here outside, bro. Yeah. I'm out here outside, just about to start. Like, there's still beaming some energy weapons, right? It's crazy stuff in it. That's probably who knows. This could be MI. We don't know if it's the MI, Babaclaw police. We don't know, but anything that's in darkness is going to be made known anyway. But this lesson, I really want to go into the New Testament. I want to speak about the New Testament, which is the New Covenant. Okay, I want to get straight into that. Now, when the apostles were here, when Yahushua was here, well, what was Yahushua doing? He was proclaiming salvation for Israel via the New Testament. Now, was there salvation in the Old Testament? Well, the Old Testament spoke of the Messiah bringing salvation, but the Old Testament was more based on what? Keeping the law, right? And if you couldn't do that, your blood would be required. So we're going to get into it. And the first thing we're going to do is going to the New Testament. And what does it represent? A renewal. That's what the New Testament represents. It's a renewal. It's a new contract with us to the Father. But who's the mediator of that covenant? Hmm? It's Yahweh Shai. He's the mediator. Bear me just a minute. This is too close to my face. I was thinking of putting my shades on. I don't usually do lessons with shades on, but because of a certain matter, I'm gonna have to put them shades on still, because certain things are going on basically. So I'm gonna have to put on them shades because a load of madness is going on right now. We're gonna put these shades on. Hold on just a minute. Make sure this don't fall. Right? Oh, some real stuff is going on, bro. Some real stuff is going on, but I don't want to focus on the negativity too much. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the positive aspects of this truth. Okay, so we're gonna go to it. The reason why I'm putting these shades on, because the heavens up there, I don't know what they're spraying. I don't know if it's this telephone. I don't know if it's this telephone, but something is beaming off here and water in my eyes. So just to cover my eyes, we're gonna put these shades on. It ain't for no vain thing. You can see my eyes and all that. I'm not covering my face. We're gonna put these shades on for now because brothers are dealing with heavy level, top level spiritual warfare. Should we go into that first? We're going to go into that first. Then we're going to go into the New Testament. We might as well talk about it. Let's go into that now. With spiritual warfare, you've read Ephesians 2:6 to 10 to on down. It talks about we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It tells us that, right? Just as I got here, right? There's people playing cricket in the background. All that's fake, by the way. Remember everything that you're seeing, everything is fake. Remember, everybody's playing a role in this fake matrix system. So we're just gonna throw that out there as well. This is a fake system. Everybody's around you is fake, except from a few people, the believers and maybe a few other people. A very short percentage. So when you come out here with the realness, everything's getting activated around you. Now it's different for certain brothers, but it's according to your rank. Now, spiritual warfare, you believe in Yahweh Shai, you were translated from what? Light from darkness to light, guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen? Darkness has to watch you because darkness can't trust you. You're a threat to darkness and them dark forces and them dark organizations that are operating as well. You're a threat to that. So because you're a threat to that, this is where you're gonna hear sirens in the background. Sirens, all right? What they call it, EMS, right? And so forth. Trains. Is that a train coming? Gonna hear trains. You see, beep beep, Babakasha. Guess who that's all being done by? Guess who's behind it? These are called operators. You have operators, right? You have network operators. They can for the trains. You have one for the train, railway operator for the train. You have an operator for the police. You have an operator for the ambulance, for the fire brigade. So a lot of spirits within the physical getting activated when we teach in the spiritual. Why? Because we've been translated from darkness to light. Therefore, you're not going to be looked at the same. You're going to be looked at as a problem. Trying to make it as simple as possible. And I'm going to put some water on my eyes again. Because they got all types of technology, all types of things, brother Kishore, to try to throw you off. This is real. This is not a joke. You can't take this thing lightly. Okay. Um, Woke up this morning to some screaming and shouting. Right. The Bobbies on the beat. They were outside the yard setting stuff up. So within this truth, you're also gonna have people that tend to lie, or that would try to get you set up, or that would try to make you look a certain way. I'm out here right now doing a lesson, enjoying the weather. What more can they say? What can one say? Hmm? So these people are going to look for stuff because that's what the enemy does. He's known in Revelation 12 and 12 as an accuser. In John 8 and 44, he's known as the father of lies. Father of lies. So what's the main thing he's going to put? You got to understand your enemy. He don't play fair. The enemy, he finds loopholes within the system. This is his system. So don't be surprised if some of these cults that came up against you, they got judges in their pocket, they got school teachers in their pocket, they got your local postman in their pocket, your local store clerk in their pocket, local fire brigade in their pocket. Because when you have a team, when you have a cult, that cult would be in all aspects of society, right? So example, I said it. If you have a cult, that's an organization, right? So they can be in any sector of society and try to make things hard for you. But we have Yahweh Shai, so we don't need to worry about it. I'm just making this clear, right? That's why it's important that you read Ephesians 6, starting with 10th verse all the way down, because it tells you the battle, and it says against cosmic forces. Them cosmic forces, all that New Age Buddhism. I'm not against Indians. I told you I love Indian culture, but a lot of these Indians, you know how many principalities these Indians have as well. They have enough principalities they're praying to, bro. Krishna and all them thing there. What's the other god with the tongue sticking out like this? With the tongue sticking out, right? They have principalities that they worship. Hmm? In Indian culture, it's not just Indian culture, but most of your idols are in India. So can you imagine the level of demonic activity within that region? You have to understand this world is spiritual. Don't let these people distract you. Stay on what you're supposed to be staying. They're trying to throw you off. There's something they see in you that you may not see in yourself. You're gonna have these attacks. You gotta pray against them. You gotta fast. Sometimes some demons won't leave without fasting. You are being watched, right? You are being looked at. People see you as some type of threat. Okay? and not in a bad way. Hmm. It's a condition of the battle. But we have the ability to pull down these strongholds, these lies. The scripture says the gates of hell shall not prevail. In Matthew's 18, right? It's not going to prevail against a church. And what do you do with gates? Gates, you can let someone in or you can keep them out. So what do you got to do? Got to move against them gates, man. That's what we're doing. Moving against them gates, right? Woman looked straight at me. I'm not going to pan the camera on them. You got some bikers right here. Got some bikers. She looked right at me and smiled. Bro, I don't care, bro. I'm not worried about what everybody else is doing. I'm worried about my salvation. My stalkers are going to drop dead, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone that stalks us that hasn't repented, but that's funny, they're going to drop dead. Thinking this is a game, playing games, man. Okay? It's spiritual warfare, and you got to see it as that. That's what it is. Okay? Let them watch you, bro. Nothing they can do. Let them watch you, bro. If that makes them feel better at night time. Oh yeah, we were able to watch him today. We knew where he was. If that makes them sleep better, who cares? You're all criminals, man. You're all doing criminal deeds, man. Criminal stuff. This one person everybody needs to watch. How powerful is that person then? Because the words we speak, brothers, you have to be out here. Anytime you speak, things are being moved. That's why you're gonna hear the noises. It's like the bee's nest gets activated, right? Or the hornet's nest. Like you hear that beep beep. The hornet's nest gets activated. And when I hear that beeping, you know what it reminds me of? It, it reminds me of Daniel's. You know when they said at the king's command, when the trumpet is blown or a distinctive sound, everybody should bow down to the image. Because you know anytime I hear that beep, that's when you see people coming out. So there's definitely mind control going on. There's mind control, there's all these things. That's what we're trying to make you aware of as well. Spiritual warfare is also mind control because the enemy, what does he want? He goes after the mind. You know why? Because the mind controls your thoughts of life, your mind controls your actions. So there's certain programs this man's got in place as well. And he can manipulate the public if they're not rooted in Yahweh Shai. Understand the condition of the battle, right? Following people around. I told you couldn't pay me £1 million to do that. Couldn't, couldn't pay me 1 million, right? Couldn't pay me nothing to do that. It's a done deal. We've already won. Nothing to prove here, bro. Don't. And another thing, this performance thing. Forget about the performance. You got to be sincere. Because when you start performing for everybody else, guess what? Your energy is depleted. Forget that performance thing, man. You start depleting your energy because now you're trying to put on some type of performance. Now you're judging yourself by that last performance. Forget that. Stay genuine, stay pure, stay sincere. That's energy. When you're performing, that's energy. Because now you're worried about whether somebody going to like it. You don't need to worry about that. The elect will hear this word. Mm-hmm. Just be true to yourself. Be true to Yahweh Shai. He's got this. All right? He's got this. Got people panicking, literally panicking, man. A cheesy ass fake smile, smiling at me like I'm a friend. But really, there's deep, dark, intense, bro. You can see through people's demons. You know that smile. That smile. I haven't got a soul smile. This smile. You know that smile. I haven't got a soul. You know that smile with the teeth. That skull and bones. Hello. You know that's fake a smile. I ain't got a soul. Fucking fake smiling me, man. Yeah, the fakeness, man. Go about your business, man. Right? Yahushua's coming to make moves, man. Okay, coming to make moves. Yeah, they're gone now. Just come to see where I was. Right? I don't even need to get into the trafficking thing because I want to keep this simple. Whatever you want to call it, the human trafficking, stalking, color codes and all that is spiritual warfare. It's people that got demons up in them and they're acting a certain way. I'm not gonna let that be my life, because Yahweh Shai never intended for that to be your life. So what have you achieved for the last 2 years? I saw another red car, and they were following. No, 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 no. We do those listens to bring clarity, to let you know what it is, and that's it. Yahweh Shai doesn't want you to focus on those things. They would rather you focus on those things, because the more you focus on it, the more that's taking bits from your life. You hear the fakeness behind me. You hear the fakeness. With the cricket, they're saying, yeah, it should be Azar! That's what they should be saying. I used to love cricket, Baba Kishar. My father, bro. I used to go cricket with my father everywhere, bro. Okay. But back to the topic. Is not everything that you're seeing is what I'm telling you. The illusion, bro. The mask, the veil is scripted. I know you don't want to believe it. Watch Truman Show. You get that, right? Man, wife, he had a wife, right? And she was playing a role. Everybody was playing a role in Truman's life. He was on live TV. Live TV. Oh dear. And yeah, his wife. He got an argument with his wife. I don't know if you watched that clip. And he was trying to talk to her. He grabbed her by the front, not heavily, just by the shoulders. And then she wrapped his hand. She wrapped his hand like that round her neck to make it look like he was strangling her. And while she was doing that, she was looking at the camera that was secretly hidden. So, long story short, the Truman Show, live TV, the whole world was watching. They found him. They found the reason why they were watching. They found him interesting. He came to that realization, and that's when they really turned it up on him. And the wife kept gaslighting him, saying, "Are you okay?" and this and that and so forth. Then he tried to escape when he realized this, because he would drive somewhere, there'd be traffic there. He would go somewhere, there'd be people there. He would try to escape, and there'd be people positioned to make sure with a script. So that's actually Truman is based on a real life sequence that happened. I'll post a clip, right, of a man had a lot of money, moved into a particular place. I think this was California, and moved people in to be actors. And with this, basically, what happened is Role's actors turned on him. I think he was supposed to pay them. Something was happening. They turned on him. I think they killed him as well. So the Truman's based on a real life. A man that actually had a script, had money, and all the restaurants, all the stores, all that was scripted, bought. Yes, he was like a producer. This world is not real. Have you ever heard the Earth is a stage? The thing that is real is this word, Yahweh Shai. This is real. I'm feeling just a little sensation on the right side of my head. Like I told you, these people got technologies. I don't know what they be doing behind these screens, but a lot of things are going on. Right? I know they do teach their children, some of these perps, they teach their children to try to torture people by using a phone as well. All types of things are going on. All types of things that you wouldn't even believe, man. But these people don't want you mentioning it. You know why? Because that's what they partake in. Got to put some water on my face again. That's what they partake in, evil deeds. So that's out the way. And the best thing to do is, well, stay in prayer. You are protected. Have faith. Remember, the enemy can't do nothing to you unless you give him consent to do it, or Yahweh Shai give them consent. So now, New Testament. Let's go into that. So we got First Corinthians, second chapter. Okay, hold on just a minute. Yeah, they try to do that as well, mess up your internal system, make you feel groggy. They've got these weapons, bro. They've got these weapons. You got these Indians playing cricket, making weird noises as well. They seem to be more concerned of throwing me off what I'm doing. Madness, innit? People acting like animals. That's why the other nations are known as beasts. Because they act like beasts, man. Act like a bunch of animals, man. This is 2 Corinthians. Need to get some get right. 2 Corinthians 3. And we're going to jump straight to. Let's start at this, right? 6. Who have also made us able ministers of the New Testament. Able ministers, brothers. Keep able of the New Testament. So what was Paul teaching? What were the apostles teaching? The New Testament. Because that's why it says ministers of the New Testament. Not of the letter, but of the spirit. For the letter killeth, but the spirit giveth life. Not of the letter, but of spirit. For the letter killeth. Hmm? Why? Because in there is acknowledgement of what? Sin. And what is sin? Excuse me, transgression of the law. That's what sin is. But the spirit giveth life. Wherever the spirit is, the Holy Spirit, it gives us life. Revival. It's what revives us, the spirit. John 6:63. It's the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. So we can profit through what? The spirit, the Holy Spirit. That's how we're profiting. Not of this flesh. Even though the flesh still needs maintenance. That's why brothers exercise. Alright? See what else we got. They're trying to make me tired right now, but I'm not falling for it. I know all their tactics. I know the technology they're using as well. These criminals are using. Yeah, they're trying to make me tired, but I'm not falling for it because I know my body. But that's that spiritual warfare, bro. Bro, I know how my body works, man. Okay, we're not falling for it. We know what you're doing in secret as well, man. And Jehovah's going to judge you, man. And he's going to move on. He's going to move on you. He's going to move on you, man. With quickness, man. He might move on you now. You might play cricket, right? Right, bowl that ball. Man might hit that ball, and that ball might lick you in your head. It has a form of judgment. All right, and bust your head open. So it says, verse 7. But in the ministration, oh, it's ministration right here. There's another one of them. But if the ministration of death written and engraven in stones was glorious, ministration of death. Why does it say ministration of death? Because the old law, if you would break it, that's what it would bring forth. Okay? Written and engraven. Hello. You got a thing there, but okay, sure. Got the cult member just read past. So it says, written and engraven in stones was glorious that the children of Israel could not steadfastly behold the face of Moses for the glory of his countenance, which glory was to be done away. So when Moses was talking to them, they could not see his face because the glory of the Lord Yahweh was upon him. Okay? So we had to put the veil on. Now, when he would go back to the mountain, he could take the veil off. And it does say, wisdom maketh a man's face to shine, and the countenance of his countenance shall be changed. See what else we got. And it says, for the glory of his countenance, which glory was to be done away? How shall not the ministration of the Spirit be rather glory? Ministration of the Spirit. That's what the apostles were doing. Ministrating to you the Spirit. Not the flesh. I'm thinking about something in Galatians. The Spirit. They were trying to teach you how to be more spiritual. And not live according to the flesh. Now they got the aeroplane. Loud noise, right? Try to mess with your equilibrium, see? These are all the things brothers deal with. Okay, sure. And it says, oh, Brother Kishore, I'm yawning and I'm not even tired. But brothers, you know, those of you that know, you know. And he made us ministers of the New Testament, not of letter, but of our spirits. Check that out. And it says, check this out. For if the ministration of condemnation be glory, much doth the ministration of righteousness exceed in glory. For even that which was made glorious had no glory in this respect by the reason of the glory that excelleth. Excelleth. For if that which is done away was glorious, much more that which remaineth is glorious. Oh, if that which was done away was glorious, how much more that which remaineth? And that's the old law. It was glorious because it is a law, and it was supposed to bring us closer to who? The Father. And that was still glorious. So how much more this new law? The old law, what was it according to? Keeping the commandments and offering turtle doves and lambs and so forth. Now, what's this new law? It's through faith, right? In Yahweh Shai. And it says, seeing then that we have such hope, we use plainness of speech, not no difficulties, not no words like expeditiousness, and all that thing. Expeditiousness. We use simple words, plain words, to easy to be understood. And it says, not as Moses, which put a veil over his face that the children of Israel could not steadfastly look to the end of that which was abolished. To that which was abolished. What was that then? Which was abolished? The Old Testament. But their minds were blinded. It says it. For unto this day remaineth the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil was done away with Mashiach. But until then, their minds were blinded. Until the taking away of the Old Testament. Hold on just a minute. Let me read this. Key thing. Old Testament. The old, not the new. So the Old Testament was taken away. Now you've got New Testament now. New way of thinking. Okay. In the reading of the Old Testament, which veil was done away in Mashiach? The veil. What's the veil? The covering. Remember, you had the temple. Within the temple, what did you have? The holiest of holiests. 2 cherubims, which represents the Ark of the Covenant. The veil was done away with. The curtain. Once a curtain splits, example, the heavens are known as a curtain. Once the curtain splits, now what do you see? The veil opening, right? You see beyond the curtain. The skies, you can say the heaven is a curtain, right? Right? It's known as that in the scriptures also, right? The curtains of heaven. So what happens once the curtain's removed? This is why you're able to see demons in people. This is why you're able to notice gang stalking because the veil's been removed. Yesterday I told you about some demonic children. They literally manifested that. Manifested. Literally. Their voices changed. Their voices changed. They sounded like girlies. That's what happens, innit? With men, the men must sound like women. If they're demonic, you would know if they're demonically possessed. So the curtain, the veil, is what? The curtain. And it gets thinner. The more you come into the truth, the more you come into this truth, have knowledge of the truth, the curtain will get thinner. That's why you're seeing the things that you're seeing, the sniffing, the coughing, the acting weird, because the veil. And these things have been hidden. But their minds were blinded until this day remaineth the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil was done away with in Mashiach. But even unto this day, when Moses read, the veil is upon their hearts, their mind. Nevertheless, so if the veil is upon their heart, their mind, it's still covering them, right? Their understanding. It's blocking them. If a veil's over your eyes, you can't fully see properly. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, Jehovah, the veil shall be taken away. So it was turned from Moses, which covered his face, which is indicative of The veil, okay. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, the veil shall be taken away. Now the Lord Yahushua is that the Spirit, is that Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Mm-hmm. Stay with me here. Stay with me. Yahushua is that Spirit. All right. I want to make this as simple as possible. And where the Spirit of the Lord Yahushua is, there's liberty. Where His Spirit is, if it resides in you, there's liberty, freeness. Okay. But we all, with an open face, beholding in the glass the glory of the Lord Yahushua. Excuse me. Are changed into the same image, from glory to glory, even as the Spirit of the Lord. So we're also being changed to image to image to image. So when people want to try this thing of containing and, yeah, he's this way and no, because we're changed from image to image to image. Every day we're changed into the image of Yahushua. Every day. So we've got that. New Testament they were teaching. I'm also thinking about Galatians now. Okay, this Galatians and 3. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you that you should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahushua had been evidently set forth, crucified among you? This is only what I have learned of you. Receive ye the Spirit by the works of law. Did you receive the Spirit by the works of law? The answer should be no. Huh? You didn't. Huh? Or by hearing of faith? O you foolish Galatians. O you foolish, like you haven't begun in the Spirit, are now made perfect by the flesh. You see? Have you suffered so many things in vain? If it be yet in vain, he therefore that ministers to you the Spirit and worketh miracles among you, doeth he it by the works of the law or by hearing of faith? So Paul was saying, hold on, the miracles that were being done, was it by the law? Or was it by faith? The answer is it was by faith. That's how the miracles are being done, by faith, by having faith. It wasn't done by the works of the law. Even as Abraham believed God and it was accounted to him for righteousness. See? Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. You see? So even Abraham had faith. And now we're going to jump straight to verse 11. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God, it is evident the just shall live by faith. It's evident the just were going to live by faith. The just were going to live by faith. And that's it. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live by them. And Yahushua Mashiach have redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, curse everyone that hangeth on a tree, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua Mashiach, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. So that's how Abraham's faith was counted as righteousness. That's how it's done. And the New Testament, what is it based upon? Faith. Faith upon Yahushua, the Messiah. It's no longer about how many laws you're keeping. It's no longer, even though it's important to keep the law, but it's no longer about that anymore. It's about, do you have faith in Yahushua? Then you will be saved. Whoever believes on me, whoever believes on me shall be saved. The law was a measuring stick to keep us in place, because without that you have all type of chaos. All types of chaos out here. That's what it's for. Okay. It's not so you can just, it doesn't give you free reign to just do what you want. The law was there for a reason. Don't get it twisted. For a reason. This is a vast topic. It's a vast topic. Oh, it's yawning, see? That's them energies, bro. They got frequencies. I told you right here, brothers, but we don't want to entertain that, man. We bind in the name and spirit and power of Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai. We bind these frequencies that are being used against us. Every frequency, every type of frequency that's being used against us, we bind it in the name of Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai. Anything that's being weaponized against us, may Yahweh Shai dismantle it and return it back to its rightful sender. Right? See, the half of the stuff we're talking about, the people would think is mad. Yeah, these people have been given weaponry, bro, to use against us, man. And a lot of this weaponry they're using is to try to what's the word? To try to make sure you're not believable. But we are more than conquerors through Yahweh Shai. More than conquerors. And they can't stop this. Whatever they do, they can't stop the word of Yahweh Shai from going out. They can't stop it, and they're not going to stop it. They're on demon time right now. They're on real demon time. Verse 21, but now the righteousness of God without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of God, which is by faith of Mashiach, unto all them that believe. So that's it. It's based on faith. Okay? It's based on faith. So I'm going to shut off here. Lord willing, this is edifying. And until the next one, shalom.